Hello and welcome to Sorcerer King. I'm Adam with Stardock, and I'm here today to show you a little bit about our new fantasy strategy game. It's called Sorcerer King. It's somewhat like a 4X. It really is a 4X, in that you have an empire and you grow that empire and you eventually try to win the game. But unlike a traditional 4X, in which you are going after a variety of victory conditions, in Sorcerer King, you're actually trying to rebel against the evil tyrant who has conquered the world think of it as like he won the last traditional 4X game, right? So everybody else is kind of hosed down to a single city, and the Sorcerer King won. He rules. Unfortunately, he's evil, and he is trying to destroy the world so that he can become a demigod. Which is a problem, because then everybody dies. So we're going to lead a rebellion against him, and we're eventually going to have a stack of heroes and units backed up by all kinds of magical spells and equipment and enchantments and all kinds of stuff. And we're going to go storm his fortress and kick him in the teeth and stop this whole apocalyptic plot. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to pick a sovereign. Your sovereign is your character. It is who you are in the game world, although you're not really in the game world. You're an off-screen sovereign, but carrying out your will in the world is going to be your heroes. Your starting hero here, and then whatever other heroes you can recruit during the course of the game. So we have 6 different sovereigns. They do different things. They have different abilities, different spells, different starting parties, different spell books, different specials, all kinds of different stuff. Different sovereignty, which is super important. I'll get to in a little bit. They all do different stuff. Like the Tyrant has a spell that he can cast on a friendly city that gives it double production, which is amazing, as you might assume. The Wizard has Hypnotism, which lets him steal an enemy unit. And you can customize these, by the way. You can customize which ability, which group of starting units you have, which spellbooks you have. Those are going to determine what kind of spells you get to research during the game. For now, we're just going to go with the default Wizard, because he's sort of the canon sovereign for Sorcerer King. Here we can pick our different map sizes and options and such. We have 10 pre-generated, or handcrafted maps, I should say, and then the random map generator. I'm going to plan a random map. Small, I feel like, is a good size for this kind of introductory Let's Play video. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to choose our rivals. Now, these are not rivals in the sense of a traditional 4X where everybody is racing towards the same victory conditions. Instead, these are other sort of remnants from the last war, and none of them are going to be able to resist the Sorcerer King on their own. But they will help you if you go to the trouble to get them on your side. And we can talk about that a little bit later. But you can choose who you want. We have 7 different rivals, or you can turn them off. You can choose their difficulty, how quickly they expand, and how willing they are to ally with the Sorcerer King. We're going to leave that all on default for now. And we're going to load right into the game. We're going to generate that map. All right. This is the Rise of Galor. He is the wizard. He's the leader of Athica. You'll notice Sorcerer King has a lot of text in it. I'm not going to read through it all. A lot of it is very funny. We hired Chris Buchholz, who is a writer for Cracked, a long-standing writer for Cracked.com, who's a very funny gentleman. And he has been writing... He has written hundreds of quests and all kinds of different stuff for Sorcerer King, so I suggest that you check it out. I'll try to point out some of the funnier bits as we go along. But anyway, okay, so this tells the story of your rise to power and the sort of lead up to the rebellion. So I'm going to dedicate my efforts to exploration and intelligence gathering, and then from that I'm going to ask my peoples to return with the most precious valuables that they could find. So that's great. Rumors fly that the Sorcerer King intends to destroy the elemental shards for some as-yet unknown reason. Well, I already told you the reason, but that's okay. The reason probably isn't good. All right. So here we are. We have the effects of our rise to power. We get a couple of bonus items to start off the game with, which are awesome. We're going to equip those on our hero in a second. And we also get Fame. Now, Fame is one of our character traits. We have lots of character traits that you can get during the course of the game, and they affect how people react to you. They give you new options in quests. They drive the random event system. They have an effect on the end game battle. Like the hidden character traits do a ton of stuff, and they're all tied to quest choices. And so the choices you make really kind of determine the course of the game in that regard. And there's positive and negative ones, right? Like Fame is definitely a positive one, but then there is like Cowardice, right? Or cruelty. And those can drive some negative events. And there's other positive ones, of course, honor and loyalty and compassion and wisdom and stuff like that. I don't remember how many there are off the top of my head, but there's a bunch. All right, we can name our city. We can name friggin' everything in this game, for the record. Okay, here we are. Athica, the last bastion of free something something in a game with more overblown rhetoric. That's what we would be talking about. However, right now what we're talking about, because this is a strategy game, is how to make yourself more powerful. So the first order of business in every game is to claim the shard that's next to your city. Claiming that shard, every shard that you see on the map is a point of contention between you and the Sorcerer King. You want to claim them to claim their power for yourself. He wants to destroy them to free their power so he can suck it up and cast his doomsday spell. So we're going to claim the shard. It gives us more magical power, which is going to feed into mana to cast our spells. It's going to feed into skill to level up our sovereign, and lore to research new spells. For now, we're going to leave that in the middle. We can allocate it however we want. We get 4 base plus 4 per shard, so we have 8 magic right now. But really what you need to think of all the time in Sorcerer King is, how am I going to make my units more powerful? How am I going to make my stack of doom more doomy? Right now we have kind of a little baby stack of doom. We have a warrior. He's our hero. He's Tandis. He's going to get awesome pretty quickly. We have a couple, I don't want to say throwaway units, but I'm going to rename this wolf to dead by turn 10. And you're going to see probably that I possess the gift of foresight. Honestly, your starting units there, they're there to help you get off the ground, but they're probably not going to be here to see you take out the Sorcerer King. So you can see I equipped those units, or those starting items I got, onto Tandis. I could have equipped them onto my other units if I wanted to. Your regular units can equip items just as your heroes can, except for weapons. But Tandis, obviously my hero, is a little bit more important to get that experience bonus, and he's got the best sight range too, so I gave him the bonus sight as well. So you see a chest out in the world. We find some stuff. That's going to play into crafting, which I'll show in a second. Crafting is very important in our game. So we're just kind of left click to select, right click to move around. I'm out exploring the world. Right now I don't have any, you can see the world. This is a small map, and the world is still decently sized. Right now I don't have any enemies on the screen, but that's going to change very shortly. This is a quest location that I'm moving to, which is good because quests are awesome. They give you everything. Quests are super important. This is denoted, you can see on the tooltip there, as weak, which is good because I am also weak because it is the first turn of the game. All right, so moving through kind of what else you do in your turn, we have down here in the lower right the turn button, which also pulls in every sort of action that you need to do. Researching spells, assigning production to cities. Right now I need to research a spell, so I hit tab to pull that up. Now these are dependent. These are randomly picked based on the spell books that my sovereign has. I'm the wizard, so I have a pretty well-rounded group of spell books. There's also universal spells, like heal is universal. Everybody gets access to heal, because otherwise that would kind of not be great. But Nature's Bounty is really good, so I'm going to pick that, which actually reminds me that I really need... Now, you're not going to get prompted for this on the button, but it's important to do. I'm going to enchant my city with Bountiful Harvest. Now, this is going to give me +3 food, which doesn't sound that exciting, right? +3 food, okay, whatever. But if I double-click and I go into my city, you see I just went from 4 food to 7 food, so I almost doubled my growth rate. Growth is very important, as it usually is in 4X games. So I almost doubled my growth rate by putting Bountiful Harvest on there. Now, the trick is I only have 1 essence, which means I can only put 1 enchantment on this city right now. Now, as they grow, I can unlock new essence slots to unlock new... new slots to enchant the city with, which is really important, and we will see that as the game moves on. But for now, I have my option to build up some infrastructure to get some more, bonus logistics, bonus food, bonus production. But right now, I'm going to build up a scout. As you can see, there's all these chests on the map, plus just getting out and figuring out where stuff is, figuring out where I need to send a hero. So important. I love to build a scout early game. All right, so that's everything that needs to happen on our turn. So I'm going to advance to turn. Right now, everything's pretty chill. It's not going to remain chill. I can tell you with some degree of confidence. All right, this village has been abandoned by its residents. It's otherwise intact. The tracks lead at the edge of town. You find tracks. The tracks lead in the direction of another village, an identical village, which seems odd. I should get to the bottom of this, or I'm struggling to care about this. Well, we are going to do the heroic thing, which unfortunately is kind of way up there, which isn't a little annoying, but we'll survive. Ooh, there's another shard down here. Here is an enemy. Ooh, a fairly nasty group of enemies, actually. Syndicate collectors. Now, I can tell that they're fairly nasty because you can see down in the lower left, we have their detail card, and that shows us their combat rating. Combat rating is a shorthand for how strong a group or an individual unit is. And our combat rating is only 17, and that takes into account our stats, it takes into account special abilities, it takes into account enchantments, it takes into account equipment, it takes into account really everything. And it's never going to be perfect, right? Because if you're a good player, you're going to be able to make the most out of your units, but it's a decent shorthand. Okay, the Sorcerer King. He's magnanimous in victory, right? He's like, we don't need to be enemies anymore. The world has changed, but the lands are healing. Let there be no more fighting. So we are actually able to ask him for a gift. Even though he's the enemy, he doesn't know that we're his enemy yet. So we're going to ask him for logistical assistance, which he happily provides. He says, of course, and he's all happy. He gives us this administrator who's great. But he also gets +5 to his doomsday counter because we're kind of doing what he says. Now that's going to be a problem because the doomsday counter it's this thing, and it's the Sorcerer King's progress towards casting the spell of making. What it's making in this case is it's making him into a god at the price of destroying the world. So if he fills up the doomsday counter, it's bad. As the doomsday counter fills up, bad things happen. His armies get stronger. His spellcasting gets stronger. Oh gosh, lots of bad things happen. You get thralls in your city. So this village is listed as deadly, so we're actually not going to go there. We're going to investigate this other village. Okay, here we go. These are the town's grave diggers. They're mentally spent. So I offer to help and help them out digging their graves. And they give us their thanks. And we're going to offer them work as soldiers, which is great. So we now have +1 persuasion, which is one of those character traits. And we have former gravediggers. Now they are a pikeman type unit. They're actually pretty strong. They're stronger than the other dinguses that I started with, which is great. And because they're a quest unit, they don't cost me logistics. Logistics are an extremely important part of Sorcerer King. It's basically your unit cap. There's a couple other things that take logistics. This shard shrine takes a point of logistics. When we go out and build outposts, that takes logistics. Any unit that we train takes logistics, but quest-granted units don't. So those guys, they're kind of free in every way, which is awesome. All right, Ceres's Legacy. These are one of our rivals that we picked at the beginning of the game, and they're these sort of weird undead wraith things. I'm going to kind of click through these. These are, we have all your dialogue options. I suggest that you read through them when you are playing on your own. But for now, we say, hey, we try not to anger them too badly, and we get +1 favor. Now you can see, well, actually you'll see next turn, favor updates at the end of the turn. But now we have met Ceres's Legacy, and we can actually talk to them again, and we can kind of click through here. And they have the story about how they relate to the Sorcerer King and the origins of the Sorcerer King and how he became turned from this regular dude into this horrible monstrosity kind of demigod that he is. So we accept the quest, which is to go find these documents that tell the story of his origin. Now it's way the heck over there, which actually is pretty close as far as these things go. And I'm going to have to go over there. Probably there's going to be a fight involved, and then I'm going to have to return those documents to the Rays. But if I do, they're going to like me a lot more, and I'm hopefully going to be able to get them on my side. So that's diplomacy. Diplomacy might be too strong of a word for it. Here we have my combat rating is 19. You see that went up from the 17 when I got the gravediggers on my side. And we got this 10 for these bandits, so hopefully we're going to be able to get this done. All right. So where was I going? Ceres, whatever. Oh, diplomacy, yes. Diplomacy might be a little too generous, or not generous, but too involved of a term. It's really You race the Sorcerer King to see who can get the rivals on your side. And they give you quests, and like you can trade with them and stuff. They do like trade interactions. Okay, these Gravediggers are not as strong as I remembered them. I think we might have nerfed them at some point. So instead, they're going to take a couple shots for the team. Hooray, well done. But that's okay. That is giving everybody else a chance to kind of get up there, get up here, and get some things done. You saw Tandis use his sweep special ability there. My wolf is going to do Howl, which gives everybody on my team a +1 attack until the end of the ball, which is nice. My swordsman can't really get all the way up here, but he can call the Sovereign. Now, your Sovereign, this is me up here. I have 2 spell casts that I can do per combat. And it takes my unit's turn as well. It takes his turn to call the Sovereign. But I can do, for example, a Flame Dart, which is going to blow up one of these guys. Blow. So it took his turn. It cost me some mana, but it blew up one of the archers, which is pretty much a win. I'm going to have Tandis try to smite this guy to death, and he rolled high on his damage, so he did. So this is actually going okay. These archers early on are actually kind of nasty, so I'm not actually that upset about losing those Gravediggers because, yeah. You can see here I get some swarm bonuses from my other guys being next to the guy I'm attacking. Swarm bonuses are important to take advantage of. Okay, up here, this is important. Up here we have settleable land. This is fertile land. You can see up at the upper right there's a little terrain description there, which says that I can build a city there, which is very important. Cities let me, expand my productive capacity, build more buildings, build more units. Cities are great. Unfortunately, these guys are in the way. They're combat rating 21, so I probably want to get a little stronger before I go mess with them. But this has immediately become one of my early priorities here to kind of get to and deal with. Okay, I got my administrator heading back to Athica because he is utterly useless in a fight. But if we look at his detail screen, you can see his stats are hilariously low. He's got all of 5 hit points, but he's got this +2 logistics ability. So he, by himself, gives us bonus logistics, which is great. All right. And then Tandis leveled up, our hero. Each of, I believe we have 13 heroes. Each one has their very own skill tree. There's a couple abilities that are shared here and there, but for the most part, every single ability is unique. I can give Tandis a whole bunch of different things. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to send him down his these are a bunch of passive boosts, but they're really nice. Acrobat gives him bonus dodge every level. Dodge is super important. So we're going to do that. Okay, Sovereign level. This is the Sovereign skill tree that I was talking about earlier. Now, these are also really, really different across our 6 Sovereigns. These have a bit more stuff shared than our heroes do. Like, every Sovereign has a way to get additional spellcasts in battle, right? So for most of them, it's Clairvoyance. However, the Wizard's Clairvoyance is actually better than everybody else's Clairvoyance because that's his whole thing, is that he's like the best at spellcasting. So he's got these things that are like Storm Mage and Fire Mage and Ice Mage that give him a bunch of extra damage on his nukes. He's got Ultimate Wizardry, gives him super rare, like legendary spells, which are hilarious. Volcano is my personal favorite. It does about what you'd think. Let's see. I am going to actually go down this top path, though. This is kind of his leadership path. So first we get Mentor 1, which gives everybody 15% bonus XP, which is great. But the second ability here is to recruit a hero, which is super awesome. It lets us recruit a new hero. It just gets us a hero right away, which is amazingly helpful. So we're going to pick up Mentor for now. My turn is going to resume here. And... not so much resume as continue, and I'm just going to keep on moving on. All right. See some bandits moving around. I picked up Nature's Bounty, which is great. Okay, so here's an important one, Aura of Grace. This is an enchantment that I'll be able to put on my city later. Boosts the initiative of every unit trained in the city by +1 per essence. That's quite a lot. If you get a couple essence on your city, and there's ways that you can explicitly boost the essence of your city as well. That's really great. I'm actually not going to get it now because it's not super helpful like right this instant. Right now, I'm going to pick up Heal because picking up that ability to heal is really nice. Okay. I'm going to hook up some stuff out of the treasure chest. Go check out this Lost Library. Lost Libraries usually don't have fights. They do tend to get you some scrolls. So I got some scrolls. Scrolls are actually really good. Like, consumables are really important, scrolls and potions. So the curse removes a target's defense all the way down to 0 for 3 turns. It's really great for blowing up some big strong enemy. Candle Cloak gives everybody in your army a flame reflect for the rest of combat, which is super good. Okay, moving on. I'm just going to kind of advance the turns. Let's see. I wish if I'd gotten a Blizzard Scroll or something, I could take these guys on, but I can't, and I don't have enough to make any potions or anything to help me out in that fight, so that fight is going to be a little too tough for me right now. I need to get a couple levels for Tandis, and maybe some new units before I go mess those guys up. But we got another little bit stronger Wandering Army here, but I should be able to take them out. My city leveled up. As your city grows, you get to expand it out onto the map. You take over a new tile. This tile gives me 5 production and 1 essence, as you can see there. So we're going to pick that. It expands my borders, and it unlocked that new essence slot, which is going to allow me to cast Nature's Bounty on my city to give it even more food. You can tell I like food. Attica now has 9 food, and that is going to help me out. All right, I got my scout. He's going to help me out as well. I'm going to clear out these bandits. And as soon as these guys get dealt with, these bandit raiders are kind of mean. They cast slow, and they can also, I can actually show you his abilities. They cast slow, which is annoying because it's minus initiative for the rest of the battle, and then they also can summon a dire wolf after a couple of rounds. We have spells that can only be cast after a certain number of rounds have passed in Sorcerer King. That's why you see these round indicators here. And the dire wolf. I didn't get him. He's going to slow. Tandis got slowed, which is really annoying because he's my best unit, and now he's going to get fewer attacks. So these round indicators, it's not actually rounds in the sense of some games where everybody gets 1 turn per round and it's based on your initiative where you go in the round. No, you can get multiple turns in a single round. It's just what the round marker does is it gives you it's just a mechanism to show the cooldowns for spell, or the charge up times for spells, excuse me. So there's a lot of really powerful special abilities. Like one of our heroes has the ability later on in his tree to summon a frost dragon, which obviously is super good, but he can't do it until round 10 or something. So the combat has to go for quite a while, but then if it does, he gets to take care of some business. I hate leaving guys with 1 health. Okay, all right. So my wolf is faster, so he's going to get another attack to kill him before he gets to shoot me again, which is great. I'm going to take 1 more shot from this guy, which is annoying, but we'll survive. All right. And he's going to run away a little bit, which is fine. See, getting that dodge, super helpful. And he hasn't used his howl yet, so I can have him do that. I can't believe my wolf hasn't been dying. I'm, to be honest, kind of surprised. He might outlive my prediction, which will be good for him. I have a feeling that when I get around to see you get loot, we get levels, we get all kinds of stuff. By the time I get around to taking on that fight, I think my wolf is going to be not have a whole lot of life expectancy left. All right, Scout's picking up some stuff, which is great. All right, finally got the nectar I need to craft some healing potions. You can see I had a little exclamation point up in the crafting button. That tells me that I have the ability to craft some new stuff. I'm going to make a couple new healing potions. Now I can use those either on the strategic map or in battle. They do take your unit's turn in battle, obviously, but they are very helpful. All right, so Attica needs to build something, and I am actually going to, let's see. I'm going to build a pioneer, because with this pioneer, I'm going to be able to come down here and build an outpost to expand my territory and take this shard. And that gives me 4 more magic, which means my sovereign levels up faster. I accumulate mana faster to cast more spells. You can see I'm already down quite a bit. I'm only getting 2 per turn, which is not a ton. And it's very important. Should we gamble with the gambler? Let's gamble with the gambler. All right. Okay, we're rolling dice. Doobie-doobie-doo. We're going to call his bluff. Oh, boy. Which went poorly. So I got 5's doomsday counter for calling his bluff. So that's not great. What are these guys? Oof. It's kind of a lot of dudes. Combat rating is only 19, but that's still kind of a lot of dudes. I'm going to wait till I get some better spells and units and things, I think, before I go messing with him. I kind of got a little bit of a tough roll here. You see, I actually just got an item out of that chest, which is a mana potion. You get items as well as just crafting components. The mana potion is for using on the strategic map, but it just gives me 10 mana, which is 10 mana. 10 mana is 10 mana, which is quite nice. Some more items. You can see here is the Ceres's Ruins. That's the home base of these wraiths. I could go attack them if I wanted to. Right now, I would certainly lose. Because they have a decent stack defending it. But they're always on pretty decent land. Like, I can pretty well guarantee you there's going to be a shard down here in her territory somewhere. Plus, if you attack them and you win, you get... Ooh, there's a grain there, too. So if I put an outpost here, outposts have a radius of 2, I'll be able to get this grain and this shard, which will be great. All right. I'm going to go up here, do some more exploring. Found an ice drake, which is not going to do anything good to me right now. Ooh, we got another city site down here, which is excellent, which is just far enough away from Sorcerer that I can actually build there. Oh, we got another one up here. All right. Now that one is within the zone of control of this army here, which is 30, which is going to be a minute before I can take those on. So it's within that zone of control, so I'm not going to be able to build there yet. I could build here, which actually isn't a terrible idea, which is outside their zone of control, and then try to expand into here. That might be actually what I do. That's not a horrible idea. Tandis grabs a treasure chest, which has some nectar for more healing potions. I'm just kind of getting my loot on with my scout here. Oh, there's that quest location for Sorcerer. Oh, hey, here's another minor faction. Cool, we got 2 of them right away. That's actually good. You can see by the color of the border, there's an orange border, which I happen to know means that that's where the Keepers of the Flame are. Okay, so we got a bandit sharpshooter, another shard up there. I'm just going to grab this loot and then head down here because I saw another weak bandit army down here, which I know I can take. It's actually pretty important early on to find where the weaker of the armies are and go beat them up for the experience, because those levels for heroes are so important. Okay, I'm going to do the kind of same thing and just kind of click through. The Keepers of the Flame are these weird, like, fire elemental guys who are... they have a weird relationship with time. They seem to sort of live outside of time, and nobody really understands them very well. But anyway, so they have this quest that ties into the Kurgan's Bane, which is this weird artifact that the Sorcerer King uses that boosts his power. So we're talking about resisting the Bane. All right. We can dive deeper into the lore if we want, or we can just accept the quest and go hook up Destiny's Embers from that flaming tower. So here's a tower up here that's actually right next to that quest. So as soon as I get a couple levels and get a little bit stronger... Oh, there we go. There's my hero. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So we have Paragon the Ranger. He is not bad. He is a ranger, so as you can imagine, he will shoot his bow. He will kill some bad guys. He will do it with style. I like the ranger a lot. He's got some cool special abilities. He's actually got some really nice debuffs that he can apply via some elemental arrow attacks once he gets a couple levels. So we're gonna get these guys to meet up. You can just hang out there. Here's my pioneer. Excellent. Now the question is, do I want to drop her right here and get this outpost right away, or do I want to try to sneak her through and grab this city? I mean, I want to do both. I'm actually going to get another pioneer here right away. I think I'm going to make this outpost first, because that outpost is going to it should drop some roads for me, which will just make moving that much faster, which is nice. So there we go. Everybody meet up. You're going to go down here. Now, in a perfect world, I'd actually put it a little bit farther down just to expand my road network a little bit. But I have this stupid syndicate outpost that is going to keep me from doing that. So, all right, scouts get in some treasure chests. Go grab that one while you're at it. You guys are going to head this way. All right, I'm kind of wasting a lot of time with my hero, which I'm not a huge fan of, but there's not a ton to be done about it. All right, I'm going to pick this tile up because even though this tile gives me essence, which is awesome, this tile gives me food, which is kind of awesomer. Actually, no, I lied. I'm going to take the essence because I can drop another Nature's Bounty on here, which is another +3 food, which is actually more food than that tile gives. So even though... Yeah, okay, so here we go. So I got that. Oh, nice, and actually, I wasn't sure if this was going to give me the grain here or not, but it did, which means that's another +10 grain. So Athica now has 23 food, which means they're going to expand pretty quickly, which is awesome. So that actually is a huge boost. Now, the other thing that this outpost does is that everybody who is within, every enemy within the zone of control is going to take damage every turn. And I can actually level up my outpost by bringing in another pioneer, to increase its ability to damage enemies. Right now it does 1. I can level it up to eventually to do like 12 or something damage per turn. It's a lot. Oh, that's that village that has the quest. Right, okay. Oh, my scout found himself that treasure chest over there. Let's see. More enemies. Oh, that's the end of his move. Right. Okay. So even though I have Paragon here joining Tandis, I'm not really going to be able to take out those guys, or take out that lair, unfortunately. I will go investigate this inn. Let's see. It's early afternoon. It's too soon to check in. Let's go gamble, since that's apparently is what we like to do. And we got some stable boys who are happy to pick up a sword and join us in the glorious struggle. Rather than, muck out stable stalls, which is fine. So we're going to go here and take out that wandering army for the XP. Scout's going to make his way back over here. All right, so we got our outpost. We're doing okay. Okay, we got heal researched. Ooh, summon Shadow Warg is pretty good. Ooh, summon Imp is really quick. Summon Wisp is quick. Ooh, I like all these summon spells. They give me some cool options in battle. I think I'm going to grab the Wisp, because she has a cool heal effect when I summon her in. I'm going to beat up on the looters. So, alright, so I have a combat rating of 23. He's got a combat rating of 9. I'm just going to auto-resolve this battle. Because... screw it. They're not worth my time. So yeah, you see I take all of 2 damage. Because they're just not strong enough to do much of anything. And ooh, I got another village to check out. And I cleared out those guys, so I don't have to worry about them ganking my pioneer here, which is fantastic. I'm giving them a move order to there, because I don't really want them to join Tandis. Tandis leveled, which is awesome. I'm going to hook him up with Brute to do some extra damage. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually going pretty well. That northern area there is a little bit tough. You see here, okay, so I've run out of logistics because I built 2 more. I built the outpost as 1, plus 1 for the wild grain and 1 for the shard. So now I don't have any more logistics to build actual units with. So to solve that, I can build a barracks, which is not a bad idea. I'm going to build a barracks. It takes 2 food away from the city, actually, to support more armies, but it gives me +3 logistics. And it unlocks pikemen, who are much stronger than the soldiers that are. They're not, like, hugely stronger than the soldiers you start with, but enough stronger than the soldiers you start with. Okay. We got bad guys and bad guys. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. We can go... Let's see, do I go there or do I go there? Oh, I like both those options. I'm going to go there simply because it's closer. And... oh, it's not far enough away. 1, 2, 3, 4. My bad. It's within 4 tiles of Ceres's Ruin, so I can't actually build there. That's a bummer. If I had read the tooltip more carefully, it would have told me that, I think. All right. Well, let's see what's in the village. A strange figure dressed in a robe. He found this village like this himself. He's been exiled from his home. I don't like his tone, but he's probably telling the truth, so what the heck. So we'll invite him to travel. So, ooh, and he's like a battle mage or something, which is sweet. But my army is full. Let's see, how strong are you? You have Blessing and Noble Legacy and Flaming. Okay, you're way better than, let's see, the Stable Boys. Goodbye, Stable Boys. You are useless. Go explore. Oh, you probably have a super... Yeah, they only have a sight range of 1. I'll probably just drop him garrison in some city. That's okay, though, because this battle mage is going to help me out. Ugh, he only moves 2, which is annoying. But he is quite a bit stronger. Still not strong enough to take on those guys. Let's see, what about these? They're at 22. I'm at 21. I can probably take them on. So, all right. So let's keep on this way. And we're going to do some exploring. Check some things out. Sorcerer King's going to come say hi again shortly, I think. It's kind of interesting. Okay, that's interesting. I have 2 rivals right there. Oh, you know what I can do? I can take the Amulet of the Eagle off of Tandis and give it to the Stable Boys to make them kind of a scout. I got another abandoned village there. Oh, whoops. Hey, here we are. The Sorcerer King. Oh, he's my buddy. He's received disturbing reports that a representative from our realm has been out adventuring. That's great. Let's see. What does he want to give us? I could use some crafting ingredients. Those are not very good crafting ingredients for 10 doomsday counter. Oh my. Okay, well, that might not have been a great choice, but we will suffer through. We will get through, and we will see what we can do. All right. I'm going to pick up Focus. Focus is an enchantment that is really particularly strong on, on heroes like Tandis. So I'm going to hope that that is something useful. Okay, I don't really want to send them to the village. We have another fairly strong army there. All right. So you need to get over there. Scout needs to get his exploration on. More shards. Ooh, a Slayer statue. Okay, so this is the other way. One of the other ways you get heroes. You can get heroes from rivals if you ally with them, which takes a while. Or you can get heroes from finding these hero statues out in the world. Some of them have quests associated with them. Some of them, well, they all have quests associated with them. Some of them have fights associated with them, I should say, which I happen to know because I have been working on this game for a while. I happen to know that the Varda one does. And so my scout's not going to be able to do that by himself. Oh, return home scroll. That's good. So I can make this return home scroll, which is it's a one-time use thing that is going to let me teleport my almost certainly, if it comes to it, Tandis back to my capital so that he can defend it from something that's coming to beat it up. Okay, so actually we're going to get Tandis over there is what we're going to do. We're going to try for these guys. 31. Ugh, what are these? Oh, no, they have an Ogre Mage and a Cleric and a bunch of bandits. I am just not super confident. You know what? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just go for it? I have 2 heroes who don't have any good weapons or anything. Oh, I don't know if I want to risk it yet. Well, anyway, there you kind of have it. This is Sorcerer King. It is our new fantasy strategy game from Stardock. It is about bringing together the final last resistance to the guy who wants to destroy the world so you can siphon all of its power out into himself. It is available now on Steam or through Stardock or through the digital retailer of your choice. It is just fresh, hot off the presses, and we are really excited to get it out there, get it into your hands. It's a little bit of a twist on some existing genres. We had a lot of fun making it. I'm probably honestly going to keep playing kind of a ridiculous amount of this game, even though I am no longer professionally obligated to do so. But that is really a personal problem, to be honest. So anyway, join us on Twitch We stream regularly on the Stardock channel. Join us on Facebook. Join us on the Steam forums. Join us on the Stardock Sorcerer King forums. We read them all. We are super happy to interact with the community and just get your guys' thoughts, get all that feedback. All the feedback we got during beta was incredibly helpful for balance and design and all kinds of stuff. Our beta testers know that we changed the game quite a bit during the course of beta and added a lot of stuff that really improved it in a lot of different ways. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this was as amusing to you, and I'm sure I will see you around. Bye-bye.